Hey guys, and welcome to our review for The Irishman, directed by Marty Scorsese. My name is Scott Ellis. I'm joined here by Phil Clark.
Marty.
And Adam Franey.
Scorsese.
Scorsese. The Irishman, starring Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and Al Pacino. In his first Scorsese film, is that right?
Indeed.
Believe so.
Wild.
Indeed.
Yeah, based on the book I Heard You Paint Houses, written by somebody.
Something Brandt.
Yeah.
Charles?
It's a long film, 3.5 hours. Story of Frank Sheeran and his story, in the mob, let's say.
His possible involvement.
Possibly. As well as got some Jimmy Hoffa here, Al Pacino plays Jimmy Hoffa. Let's jump over to you, Phil. What are your thoughts about The Irishman?
It's hard to not start by saying this movie is 3.5 hours long. And I know that's going to scare a lot of people away from seeing this movie, but I didn't feel like it was that long, if that makes sense to anybody.
Felt long.
Like it felt like we were in there for a while, but I never felt bored. I never felt like we were just kind of meandering around doing nothing.
We should say we did see it in a theater.
We did see it in a theater.
This is a Netflix original.
This is for you, Marty.
We'll be in your living room, bedroom, basement, wherever you watch your Netflix. But we saw it in a theater. I thoroughly enjoyed seeing it in a theater.
Yeah.
This movie looks fantastic.
Looks great.
Fantastico.
Bella.
What do you think about the de-aging effect? Because I know that's sort of something that's
Let's not
forefront
dance
of people's
around
minds.
Give it to him.
I liked it. I didn't mind the de-aging. I didn't have a problem with it.
Really?
I was watching that movie and I thought, looks like young De Niro, looks like middling De Niro, he looks not young De Niro, but he kind of goes from like middle age to like early senior to mid senior to late senior, like in the span of this movie. Yeah. And I didn't have a problem with any of them. I don't think. Maybe the old senior, I was like, these fuck, they aged him up a bit. But
what do you think about the de-aging effect, Adam?
I thought I thought the initial reveal, like the very first thing you see of Robert De Niro with the de-age down to like 40s or 50s or whatever, 45, it was very jarring.
You mean like the war scene?
No,
like
when
he's driving
that. Right.
I was like, oh boy, this could go bad. But maybe like 20 minutes in, I just forgot. It just like washed away, and it looked great.
I thought it was done really well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as well as it could be. I think Joe Pesci as well. Like in his old scenes, like just the folds on his face.
Oh my God.
There's a lot. But then when they de-aged, he looks the same. It's like, but there's less folds. It's like he just looks younger. I don't know. It was done, pretty effectively.
It was pretty subtle.
Yeah.
I found like they didn't go overboard.
No, I don't think so.
Like they didn't try to make 25-year-old De Niro.
No.
They went 45-year-old De Niro was the young version,
which
right?
was like nice, I thought.
So I think because of that, you didn't change the facial structure too much away from what it is now. So it worked. If you tried to make like Taxi Driver like era De Niro, it just wouldn't have.
It wouldn't have fit right.
Yeah, it wouldn't have worked. So yeah. But overall, the film.
I thoroughly enjoyed this film. I don't know if I would say I loved it, but I was intrigued the entire time. I thought the story was interesting. All the performances I thought were very good to fantastic.
Is that what you thought?
Yeah. I would say there wasn't a lot of females in the movie. For being a 3.5 hour runtime, I thought there were
a lot of wives that like to smoke.
A lot of smoking wives, don't get me wrong.
Not a lot of character.
Very few lines, very few character. But
Peggy is an essential.
Doesn't say anything.
Part of the movie.
Yeah,
she doesn't speak.
No,
but
she's an important part of the movie.
She is important. Emotional.
It's a bit odd, But I think the focus of this film was squarely on De Niro, Pesci, Pacino. But you're right. It's
I felt I was like
disappointing.
Especially at the end of the movie, they definitely get into kind of like a more female perspective, and I was like, I don't think that it was missing, but it would have been nice to have kind of that contrasting, like.
I think just exploring Peggy more.
Yeah.
Peggy, who is basically Frank or De Niro's daughter, and sort of her involvement to how she perceives what her father does, sort of shapes the film a little bit. It would have been nice to see more of that point of view,
because they kind of have her like just staring blankly at characters throughout the movie, and then enjoying some characters, and we'll talk about that later. But no, I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was pretty good. I thought everything for being 3.5 hours, I didn't think I would like it as much as I thought I'd be like, oh my god, it's taking forever, but I didn't feel that way. I felt like it was engaging. It was shocking at times too, like just brutal. I don't know.
We'll get into that in spoilers.
Adam, let's jump over to you. What are your thoughts about The Irishman?
Well, I've been reading about this movie since I was in like high school. I remember back when it was called So I Heard You Paint Houses. I was like, no, there's no way Scorsese's gonna get the gang back together. You fucking kidding me? Needless to say, I was extremely hyped. Trailers I thought were pretty good. Pretty good. Not amazing.
Fine.
Pretty good. Fine, one might say. Acceptable. I really enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. It's not perfect. I didn't absolutely like love it, but it's very good, I would say. And it's one of those things where I'm almost like the degree of difficulty is like more impressive than it is to like watch as a movie. Like the fact that he was able to like get Joe Pesci out of retirement, was
crazy.
Like adamant about never acting again, and to get him to give a great performance.
And he was really good.
Fantastic. Like toward the end when he gets older.
So good.
Phenomenal. De Niro, I thought was phenomenal.
He was very good.
Not that's not really
goes
hard.
without saying.
Yeah, like you didn't have to get him out of retirement, but you know, I just thought the cast was great. Really, mainly those two. Those two were phenomenal. Like I hope they get nominated. They were the best part of the movie for me. The de-aging, obviously, like a big undertaking. It's like, how's that gonna look? Look good, very good.
Successful.
It looked like not annoying or distracting or gross.
Yeah.
More so than like, oh fuck, it looked amazing. It's not really about that. It just didn't like ruin it.
You weren't really thinking after, like you said, after that like half an hour, you weren't really thinking like, oh, these guys are this age or this age.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, these are the like characters.
Right.
Like, it did kind of blend well into the story, I felt.
I thought I wasn't crazy about the length, 3.5 hours. I thought it was like a necessary evil though, to make you feel a life, like his massive long spanning journey through his mob ties. I thought that like you needed that length.
It was effective,
right?
To that point,
you're spanning like 20 years, maybe more, 30.
More than that, I would think.
Right, you're spanning decades. So like obviously you're gonna need a lot of runtime, right?
Yeah.
I agree with you. I would have liked more depth on Peggy because she's like always there, just sort of silently watching, and you're kind of expecting to get her perspective finally, and like it never comes. Yeah. You might get the aftermath, but you never really. I'm like left wanting something from that. You know what I mean?
There was like a scene. I don't know why I'm thinking of the scene, but it's like the wrestler when like what's his name? The guy
Mickey
Rourke and like Evan Rachel Wood.
Thank you.
That scene.
Perfect example.
You know, like I was waiting for that scene,
Bella.
But it didn't. Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's spoiler, but that was a bit of a downside. But
like it almost happened. They were so close in that one scene.
Yeah.
But then it just didn't happen.
And maybe that's by design.
Clearly, but still.
But,
I don't know.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I think that like Scorsese at his age, this is reflective of his own life. Feels very meta.
Right.
It's like this is the mob movie that he would make at 75 plus, however old he is, and he's late 70s now. Right? Like, Goodfellas has a more youthful, sort of snappy energy to it. Yeah. It's 30 years old. Right? Like, he was in his 40s when he made it.
Yeah.
And, it just feels like this is a lot more, like, reflective. Maybe, like I said, there's some meta stuff. Maybe how Scorsese feels about the state of, like, cinema and him as a director.
He hasn't stopped talking about the state of cinema.
Oh, he's talking about it all
What
right.
is cinema, what's not cinema.
Yeah, he's got the rule book. He wrote the rule book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was perfect. Like, it's not a 5 or anything, but it's very good.
Yeah, I'll jump in. I really enjoyed it as well. Again, not just like you said. Like, I think we're kind of all on
the same page. Probably,
like,
yeah.
not love, but really thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah.
Really solid throughout. Like, really consistently good. I thought the pacing. It was long. I think I felt it like near like the end, like at the 3 hour.
Yeah.
At the 3 hour 15-minute point.
Oh, when there was 20 minutes left.
Yeah.
At the 3 hour 15-minute left. Yeah. When there was still 15 minutes to go.
I think I felt it then when they were like getting really old in a couple scenes.
I was aging in the theater myself.
I was just like. But the Jimmy Hoffa stuff near the end, I thought was done really well. Just the pacing and the tension of those scenes.
We can get into a spoiler, but thank you.
Fantastic.
The silent long drive sequence.
Yeah,
was
great.
Like,
even just the knowing stares between Pesci and De Niro. I don't know what it is. Just they have this understanding throughout this film.
Come on, Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone says "come on" in this movie.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh fuck. Come on,
yeah, right. Just that kind of hidden language, right? I thought it was done so well, and yeah, they just killed it, like acting wise. Pesci was just amazing.
He was great.
Really impressed, and I guess he's going back into retirement now. But yeah, I don't know. I'm like, let's see some more. Like, it's been so many years since I've seen him do something current. It's like kind of weird. I don't know if I've ever seen a movie that he's been in as it came out. You know what I mean? Like, I've only ever seen like older films.
Yeah, right? That's a weird way to say it. Yeah.
It's kind of weird, right?
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, I just think overall there were some great shocking moments in this. Some sudden violence, you know, as you would expect in mob movies. But yeah, I mean, it felt familiar and sort of a new take on, you know, Scorsese for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I like that, just to cut you off.
Please.
Don't speak. I like that he is fulfilling, like, I don't know if he feels like he owes it to the fans and the like public to do this type of mob movie, but he can also fulfill his own like original stuff. Like, I'm usually more interested in his like different stuff. Like, everyone knows Scorsese for the mafia stuff, like Goodfellas, Casino, but I like Departed. I like his you know, his like Taxi Driver and Raging Bulls and Shutter Islands, like where he takes on something different. Silence.
Not crime.
Yeah.
Directly related. But
I do definitely think it's really cool, and I respect that he's like willing to go back. And now he's going to switch it up again. Like, he's got the new DiCaprio film. It's like a detective, some sort of detective movie.
Yeah, is it like Killer of the something flower?
Yeah.
Flower of something.
Flower Moon? Killer of the Flower Moon?
Something. It's like the beginning of the CSI, or not CSI, CIA or something like that.
Yeah. Like, that's way back. Very excited.
Yeah, hype for that.
But, yeah.
Yeah, let's give our ratings, and we can get to some spoiler talk. I'm going to start off. I'm going to go, this is a heavy 4.
Ooh.
I'm going to go 4.
I'm going 4 reels. 4 reels. Very solid. Oscar hopes? What do you guys think?
Best Picture.
Best Picture?
Yeah.
Like, just no-brainer.
I think so, yeah.
Costume?
Yeah, well, I can see.
That's kind of like a cheat code, right? To do a movie like this for costume design, but
cheat code, visual effects.
I could see that. I could definitely see, like, you know, best actor.
Oh,
and supporting.
Best
for
supporting,
Pesci.
yeah.
We better get actor and supporting for De Niro, Pesci.
What do you guys think about Pacino?
I was gonna say we haven't talked about Pacino once.
I thought he was.
I thought he was good. I thought he was really good.
They have some bite marks in that scenery because he's fucking chewing it.
Yeah,
he was outrageous.
He chewed it up big time.
Yeah,
but I thought
he was good though.
I thought he was good.
He had some great moments too, like that moment where he's yelling at his like boardroom of lawyers, and
I didn't see you there. I didn't see you there.
And De Niro walks out. He's like, "You're not gonna yell at me. Like, you can't talk to me like that. Like, I don't know who you think you are." And he's got to like talk him off the ledge. And like, "No, I didn't see you.
I didn't see you there. Huh?
I don't know why he thought it was you. I wouldn't do that. I'm sorry."
There was some great humor in this.
Really good humor.
Yeah, Scorsese just
sprinkled in.
Yeah,
sprinkles
just
in
the right amount. Like where I didn't feel like they were forcing it, but like at points where the story kind of lulled. They kind of did like just a little...
Every time my heart was pounding from like suspense, he would break it with like the fish scene in the car, which we can talk about. We're in spoilers. How fucked was De Niro absolutely icing Pacino?
Jimmy Hoffa.
I could not. I was like, no. And like he kept saying the whole time. I don't know if he was gonna side with them, be like, "Okay, I'm gonna like help you escape." I don't know what was gonna happen.
I knew 100% he was gonna ice him.
He knew he was gonna dust him
100%. Yeah.
I didn't see that coming. I thought he was gonna be like, "You gotta get your family and get the fuck out of here."
Like it seemed like the whole premise of this film is just about the guy who killed Jimmy Hoffa. You know.
Right.
Like that's you know, that's what I got out of it. Out of just going into this movie, like not knowing how they were gonna do it. It's like, wow, it's about the guy that killed Jimmy Hoffa, but unconfirmed, I guess, in real life. But yeah, it was pretty savage in the movie. And,
it just sucked the air out of the room, like, and the whole slow drive leading up to it. Like, can we talk about that? Unreal, just
masterful,
methodical, like old master.
All of
scene.
It, like when he drives to the house and he passes him like in that little like parking lot, and he just like looks at him and like drives by. And he like gets out and they get in the other car, and then they drive back and they have like the whole fish thing. Mm-hmm. And they get him and then they drive back again, and then then drop him off and then they whack him and then like him like that whole like 20-minute span. I was just like, oh my fuck.
A lot of tension. And I love just Pacino at the end. He's just like, oh fuck, let's get out of here. Like this, something's not right.
Yeah.
In that like last second, and then just
before
lights out, baby. Yeah, there was a lot of moments where De Niro's fucking savage in this, like just popping people left and right.
On the street,
pop, just like 3 shots to the face.
Pretty cold out, isn't it?
Like, that scene where he's got like
blows people away.
The guns on the bed, and he's like, "Well, not these two because it's loud, not these two because they're too quiet." Like it was great.
I love an old like master just methodically picking shit out,
and like the scene of him like on the bridge earlier in the movie where he's just fucking like throwing guns for like 5 minutes.
Like you could arm a small militia with the guns in this river,
and just the savage level of him going for Sebastian Maniscalco in that like diner with his whole family, like kids everywhere, and he just like comes in
a message, right?
Guns blazing,
Even just the grocery store owner in the beginning with Peggy. Just that whole scene, just throws him out, stomps on his hand. You're just like, oh fuck.
One of my favorite scenes that wasn't really like big in the movie, but that scene where Pro has his guys whack that mayoral candidate and like at an event, like that whole like slow motion, like all the arms and just like the bodies and people, and then it like you see it like twice and you see the guy get like his hell.
That was powerful.
That was
like
crazy.
Shot
was like
multiple times in slow mo.
Yeah,
through the fucking jaw.
Just crazy.
That was Marty, you fucked us up, man.
Marty,
yet again.
Done it again.
Half-hour legacy film.
Not a whole lot to say. Check it out on Netflix. See it in theaters if you can.
Yeah,
it's pretty limited, right?
I don't think it's gonna get like a wide release.
It's not getting a wide release, which
much to Marty's dismay.
Kind of sad, but
it's because of Marvel, right? They're the villain.
Check it out on Netflix when you can. I think it's coming out in a couple weeks. Later in November, I believe.
End of November,
something like that. But that'll do it for our review of The Irishman. Phil, where can people find you?
You can find me on Letterboxd at Wicked Swami.
You can find me on Twitter at Franny25 and Instagram and Letterboxd at UpRealAdam.
Find myself, Scott, on Letterboxd at UpRealScott. As well, if you like this video, leave a like on it. Leave a comment below in the comment section. And, of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. And as always, keep it real.